Hey YouTube, it's Jonathan, and today we're talking about one of my favorite categories in beauty, and that is fragrance. I've got my 4 favorite fall fragrances ready to talk about. These are all things that are fall to winter. In the fall and in the winter, I definitely like a slightly warmer fragrance. I still like something fresh sometimes, but warmer as a whole. Things that have a little bit more spice to them, as well as a stronger scent in general. In the summer and spring, I tend to keep it a little bit lighter, a little bit softer. But now's the time to wear a bold fragrance. And I think that kind of goes for a lot of people. In the fall and winter, we just tend to wear a little bit more fragrance. So the first one I'm going to talk about is one that I do kind of wear all year long, but one that I tend to bust out a lot more often in the fall and winter. The smell of this, for some reason, just reminds me of Christmas. I think because I received it as a Christmas present, I just tend to associate it with that time of year. This is Issey Miyake. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the notes of this fragrance so that I don't have to make things up. So according to the internet, this one contains verbena, tangerine, cypress, yuzu zest, coriander, clary sage, geranium, bourbon, blue water lily, nutmeg, saffron, cinnamon bark from Ceylon, amber tobacco, vetiver, sandalwood, and musk. I'm not surprised by much of those things. All of those things sound like things that I normally tend to like. I really love a citrusy scent. This definitely has a bit of citrus in it. It's very fresh, but because of that sandalwood and the vetiver, it still has that kind of warm, wintry scent. This one is the lightest of the 4 that I'm going to talk about. And that citrusiness, I think, is why it translates well into fall, but I can also get away with wearing it in the summer. I tend to wear this one more often during the day and almost on a day-to-day basis in the daytime, because it doesn't last all the way into the evening. I can wear this to work, or I can wear this while I'm out and about kind of running errands, doing basic day stuff. And then in the evening, if I want to put on something different, I'm not married to this for a whole day, whereas some of the other fragrances I'm going to talk about are like a commitment fragrance. So this is sort of my signature daytime scent. My next fragrance is the newest of the 4 to me. This I was actually sent through Influencer, and I didn't think I was going to like it, and I really actually didn't like it when I first sprayed it, but the more I wear it, the more I'm kind of obsessed. This is the Armani Code Colonia, and it's the newest addition to the Armani Code family. When I smell it right out of the bottle, I hate it. It smells very powdery and kind of old-fashioned, but give it 15 minutes and I don't know what happens, but this fragrance just opens up on me. I'll read you the notes because that kind of gives you a better idea of what it's going to smell like later. It says on here, bergamot, lavender, tonka beans, and tonka bean is something that is throughout the Armani Code range. They call this an earthy and woody fragrance. Bergamot, that is... I mean, I guess I get that. When you first smell it, though, it just smells like powdery and old-fashioned, but it just opens up. It's very warm. It's a very masculine fragrance for me. The other 2 fragrances I'm going to talk about are actually women's fragrances because I tend to kind of dip into both. Sometimes I mix. But anyways, as a whole, this is a very masculine fragrance. But on me, it just smells good. I don't know how to describe it. It's definitely like, it has that like men's cologne smell, but there's something different about it. It doesn't smell just so basic. I'm the worst at describing fragrance. For me, this is, again, something I can wear every day. This is a fragrance, I know it sounds stupid, but I guess we all kind of base our fragrance on what we're wearing a little bit. This, for me, is something I will throw on if I am dressed a little bit more casual and sporty, like if I'm just throwing on tennis shoes and a sweater and running out. That's sort of what this fragrance is for me. Again, I'll also wear it to work. It's definitely one of those kind of multitasking fragrances. It smells really good at night as well. This is one, if I'm going to choose between these 2 fragrances to wear out in the evening, this is the one that I'm going to throw on. Just because I feel like it lasts, if I'm going out late, it's going to last a little bit better throughout the night. So I talked about 2 more masculine men's fragrances. Now I'm going to talk about a couple women's fragrances. Fragrances, as many things in our culture, are gendered based on stereotypes. However, you may choose to wear whatever fragrance makes you feel happy and smells best on you. So I tend to wear this as well as men's fragrances. I wear both. Sometimes I even mix. That out of the way, Belle is one of my favorites, especially in the fall time, especially going into the holidays because it just smells like Christmas to me. It is, I'll tell you about the notes in a second. It definitely has a sweet fragrance to it, but it's so much more sophisticated than some of the other just sweet fragrances on the market. One thing I really love about La Vie Belle is it is the one fragrance that people will stop me in the street and ask me what I have on. It is a hands down showstopper. I get so many compliments and so many questions about it when I wear this fragrance. I really love the entire La Vie Belle family. They do 5 or 6 different fragrances based on this one. This is the original. They do an eau de toilette, they do a légère, they do an intense, they do a new one called L'Eclat, and they're all just slightly different versions of La Vie Belle. And the notes of the original are, I lost it. And the notes of the original are sparkling iris, spun sugar, and patchouli. Long story short, if you want people to stop you in the street and ask you what you're wearing, if you want to smell divinely sweet, this is the choice for you. And the last fragrance is the one that I wear the least out of all of them, but that is because this is the most commitment of a fragrance. This is something that you put on and it is on you and you are stuck with it for days. This fragrance is strong. This is Angel by Mugler. I'm never going to say that out loud again, so hopefully it was right. And this fragrance is a cult classic. This one is, you know, you either love or you hate. I'm not even going to say it's a 50-50. It is like a 30-70 love to hate. I wear this and initially I get a lot of but once it's warmed up into the body and kind of done its thing, people are like mesmerized and hypnotized. But if you spray this on a blotter card in the fragrance store, 7 out of 10 people are going to run away and not want to smell this anymore. But you just kind of have to let it warm up. And I'll be honest, this was a big turnaround for me. I actually was one of those 7 people. I hated this fragrance with every fiber of my being for years. I would smell it. We sold it in the store that I was working in, and I just can't. And then one day we went to a fragrance training and I had to smell this for 2 hours, and they kind of broke it down into notes and top, middle, base, everything like that, and made us smell each note individually and then put them all together. And then once my brain could wrap around why and what this fragrance was, because it is an assault to your nose. There's so much going on in this fragrance. But once my brain could comprehend it, I couldn't put it down. There's so many weird things in here, like it's sweet, but it's mentholated, and it kind of has this like contradictory everything. Let me just read you the notes. I feel like I'm getting like so hyped up. So it is a gourmand fragrance. It is the original gourmand fragrance. Caramel, chocolate, honey, vanilla, and it doesn't say it on here, but it is 100% has menthol note in there, or has a menthol note in there. It has, I don't even want to spray it because I don't want to be stuck with this, because this is not what I want to wear when I go out tonight. It has just this intensity. I save this one sometimes for going out just because I know she's not going nowhere. It's also one that if I know I don't have time to come home and reapply and I'm not packing a bag or taking anything with me, I can spray this 1 or 2 sprays at 8 in the morning, and at 8 the next morning I am still going to smell like Angel. I even have sweaters that I wore last year that I had packed away and I pulled out this year and I was like, oh, smells like Angel. And that's not a bad thing. It's definitely a good thing. It's just one of those intoxicating scents that lingers. It's one I can't wear too much. I did overdo it 2 winters ago, and I had to put it down for the rest of the year because I just couldn't smell it anymore. It was too much. This is not one. Don't pair this with the body lotion or the shower gel and then try to put this fragrance on, because it will just attack you. Again, one that not everyone is going to love. Hopefully you'll love one of the 4 of these. Again, they're all sort of different. Maybe use this as a gifting guide for the holiday season that's coming up, or if you have any other reason to give someone a gift. Fragrance, that was a scary sound. We're gonna roll with it. Fragrance is such a lovely gift because fragrance ties the strongest connection to memory. So when you smell certain smells, you remember who gave it to you, you remember the circumstances that you were in, or the occasion that you wore it to. I have a fragrance, Kenneth Cole Black, that I wore to my sister's wedding, and I wore it the whole week of her wedding. So every time I smell it, it smells like Disney World, and it smells like my sister's wedding, and I love the memories tied to that. So that's my spiel about fragrance and why it makes a great gift. But I love fragrance, and obviously I'm clearly really excited about it. I hope you all love fragrance. Again, I hope you enjoy these fragrances, and maybe next time you're out at a fragrance counter, you'll smell 1 or 2 or 4 of them. Fragrance is so personal and so fun, and sometimes it takes a while to find the right one. You just gotta smell around, try things on. That's the biggest mistake some people make, is they don't try fragrance on. They just smell it on the blotter card and take it home, and then it smells completely different when they put it on. The best tip is to, you know, search the fragrance store or the fragrance section of the store. Don't smell too many, because if you smell 50, you'll never be able to pick one. Smell 3 or 4. Pick the one you like the best and spray it on your wrist, and then go about the rest of your shopping trip. Give it 15, 20, 30, even an hour before you really make a decision, because it might smell completely different at each of those intervals. You're gonna get your top notes, and then your middle notes, and then whatever it lands on as your base note. So really just try fragrance on, enjoy fragrance. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. I think I just talked about the most things. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below with anything that you want to see for the upcoming impending holiday season. I'm so excited. I've been listening to Christmas music for more than a week now. I just love Christmas. So if there's anything you want to see, if you want to see a gift guide or holiday looks or vlogs, I'm gonna try. I know you all want them. You always say in the comments that you want to see vlogs, but like, my life is so boring. I don't do anything exciting. I'm trying to do more exciting things. I've been forcing myself to go out at night and like have friends and stuff, so I'm gonna try. But if there's anything you want to see, please leave that in the comment section below, as well as questions, concerns, general findings. I love to communicate with you all. Check out the description box, because these 4 fragrances will be listed down there, as well as some honorable mentions, because I have too many fragrances to talk about. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel now, and I will see you all next time. Bye!